High Steppin with Marcus J. I know we said we was gone, right? But I had one more that I forgot to get to. And we ain't going to take no time on it. I just want a real quick comment, and then we're going to get into our rants and our closing. Ezekiel Gilbert is a man who was acquitted of murdering a woman who wouldn't have sex with him. Texas jury acquitted a man for the murder after he argued successfully that he didn't intend to kill an escort whom he offered $150 for sex. Ezekiel Gilbert, 30, faced life in prison after he shot Craigslist escort Lenora Ivy Frago, 23, in the neck on Christmas Eve of 2009. She was paralyzed and died 7 months later from complications. A Bexar County jury on Wednesday acquitted him because of a Texas law that allows people to use deadly force to recover property during a nighttime theft. Tony, we'll come to you on this one first. Prosecutors argued that the Texas law was put in place for law-abiding citizens, not people trying to force others into prostitution. But Gilbert's defense team contended that he was justified because the prostitution was really a scam to steal his money, and he didn't intend to kill her. You first, Tony. What's your thoughts?
What the hell? So this guy gets to walk like scot-free? Well, yeah, because double jeopardy. They can't ever try him. I mean, was there any self-defense? I don't understand how you could kill somebody and just get away with it, and it's not self-defense.
Well, I mean, again, it says, what it basically says that the law allows people to use deadly force to recover property during a nighttime theft, and I guess because he gave her the money and she wouldn't give it back, in his mind, he's thinking he's getting sex for money. And she was like, nah, I'm not going to give you any sex. And she wouldn't get her money back. And he tried to get his money back. In the process of him trying to get his money back, she died.
Okay, hold on. What did she steal?
His money. He tried to recover his money that he had given to her under the pretense that he was about to get some sex. He got an escort off of Craigslist.
Right.
And he thought he was about to get some sex, and he didn't get no sex. And he tried to get his money back. A scuffle ensued, and she died.
Did he even get? But did he even get at least charged with prostitution? Soliciting a prostitute?
I mean, I'm not an attorney, and this article doesn't mention it. But from what I've gathered, typically what they're going to do is they're going to charge you with the highest thing that they can charge you because that's what they want you on.
Right.
And a lot of times they might give you like the lesser of that high charge.
Right.
Just in case they can't get that. Something. Yeah, to get you on something.
Right.
But this article doesn't mention anything about him being charged with any prostitution or anything, or soliciting, I guess would be the thing. I don't know, Carl Banks, what you think about this one, man?
You know, the solicitation part carried a lesser charge than what they were trying to get him for, because again, she did survive 7 months, right? Unfortunately, 7 months, and then she died. Simone hits us on the MixLR page, and she asks a very simple but very honest question. So if this would have happened at 7 a.m, would he have been convicted? Because the statute it's apparently based on the article that I just laid out said that at night, a nighttime theft. It's crazy.
Texas is so ridiculous. I mean, Last week we had the dude that stole the ribs and got 50 years
in prison. Today we had the Texas judge that said what she just said, and then this. Like I said, I didn't intend to spend a whole lot of time on it. But I did think that we should at least get into it a little bit. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're going to go ahead and end the show in the segment as we said that we were going to with our rants and our closings, and we got Miss Tony. She's going to take us out. I got a little Shaka Khan playing for you in the background. You can't hear it, but it's playing. They can hear it.
Cool.
So tell the listeners what you got as we close out the show. What's your name?
Just wanted to say had a great time with you guys this lovely Monday. I hope it's not doing anything crazy outside. I've been getting like tornado warning alerts for the past 4 or 5 hours. So I hope everything is all right down south and in our area. And y'all have a good night. Wonderful week.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Miss Tony ends the show with her moment. We appreciate it. Always enjoy having you. The show is always much better when you're here, and I'm glad you were here with us tonight. And you know, have Steppin Marcus J. Carlton Banks. Why don't you tell us why it's not unusual?
It's not unusual that Marcus and I did not hang out Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, I was in Shockoe Bottom, Richmond, Virginia, having me a good old time. I was enjoying people walking around me, smells of good food, seeing people have a good time, live music. You know why Marcus J ain't hang out with me this week? Yesterday, we was at the Bacon Festival. Yeah, bacon. Did I say bacon? Woo! Boy, I love some Bacon Festival. You understand me? You know what I asked for my birthday? Slab of bacon. Just give me some bacon. Just thick cut bacon. Ooh, girl, it was so much fun. I had bacon pierogi. I had a bacon and peanut butter truffle cake. Ooh, you talk about something that was sweet and delicious. Had some bacon ice cream. Oh, delicious. Had some pork belly sandwich. Oh, heaven. So divine. Oh, my wife had a bacon mocha latte. Wasn't sweet enough for me, but it was okay. Man, they had the ribs. They had a bacon funnel cake. They had bacon candy apple. Everything out there had bacon in it. Even the beer had bacon. Now, I will say this one thing. You might have been out there for the beer, not the bacon beer, but that beer line was longer. I mean, for real, that line was long. That was the longest line out there. And it was hot, too. So I don't understand how you drink beer when it's hot. I can't do it. I mean, maybe I can when I'm sitting down, but not when I'm walking around. But the bacon. Woo! Boy, you used to talk about the stuff with bacon. Bacon was everywhere. Bacon was everywhere. Bacon was everywhere. They had bacon sliders. Man, that bacon pierogi, though. Oh, my gosh. Yo, I'm about to make me a bacon pierogi. I don't know how to make pierogies to save my life, but if I can throw some bacon up in that joint, it is on and popping. You hear me? I mean, woo! Oh my gosh, I need some of them recipes. Man, I'm sorry we couldn't hang out like that this Sunday, but you know, I know where you are with the pig. But I'm telling you, man, it would have been so much fun to have you out there with me, just so I can have you, my brother, with me while I was out there enjoying some bacon. I will say this much also, then I'm going to stop. Everything was $3. That was the problem that I had with it. Every damn thing was $3. But that damn mocha latte was $4.25, and I swear it was a Dixie cup, the one you might wash your mouth out with. I was like, that's how much? $4.25. I was like, look, you need to go back and get some more, because this ain't $4.25 for no bacon mocha latte. I mean, really, this ain't even Starbucks, and you charge more than they charge. I mean, per volume. Come on, yeah, I can at least give me a bigger cup, big red solo cup, for that matter. But no, you give me a little Dixie cup, man. I was hot, but that bacon was good. Oh my god. I ain't feel no ill effects. I ain't had no high pressure or nothing. I ain't see no Muslims out there selling the final call or anything like that. You know, they won't protest. I felt good. I felt positive. People all around me eating nothing but bacon. Everything had bacon. Bacon. You know, I felt like that dog, that bacon strip. That's bacon strips. That ain't bacon, but they taste like bacon though. You know, bacon. Bacon. That's my little rant. I know Marcus is probably saying, this motherfucker. If you don't stop talking about bacon, hey, you can't stop the truth about bacon. Bacon, and more bacon.
All right, that's enough. All right, I'm done. Shut the hell up. For real, just shut the hell up. I host the show. It's my show. Ain't no how Steppin Marcus J. I'm the only one that gets to cuss by accident on the show.
Well, you owe the tip jar a lot of money.
I owe the tip jar and I ain't paying it. Y'all pay it. I host the show, then y'all fill up the tip jar. But you said a little bit more than anything that I ever said just now. And you ain't got a mic in your hand, so don't say nothing. You don't get to respond unless you pick up the mic. But the reality is, for those people who didn't get what Carlton Banks was just doing, he was taking a shot at me because people who know me personally knows that I don't eat bacon. I don't eat pork. So, you know, he was taking a personal shot at me, and you know, it is what it is. It was all in fun, but I did not like the shot that you took at the Nation of Islam. Yeah, I ain't like you took that shot at them. That wasn't cool, you know, because as someone who is an agnostic, who understands how those people who decide to choose a religion can be uber sensitive about their religions, and anytime you say anything that disagrees with them, even if it's not disparaging, they want to jump all over you and throw their books at you and hit you upside the head with it. I'm not going to let you throw the book at another religion, so I'm just kind of put that out there. Ain't no how to step on Marcus J. I want to go ahead and go through my thank yous. I want to thank Mary for listening, Big Rue for calling in, Sad for listening, Desiree Monique. I want to thank Jay Grizzy, of course, for listening, Simone for listening, K-Dub for listening, I want to thank JR for doing the first segment with me, Carlton Banks. I want to thank Miss Tony for being here with me. Just want to go ahead and thank everybody. I know I had some new listeners for us. We see the lights on here in Midlothian, Virginia, Jersey City, Philadelphia. We had a lot of stories that were Philly-centric tonight, so I want to thank the listeners there. Missing Child is out of Philly, so keep your guys' eyes open for her. I want to thank the listeners down in Atlanta and College Park and South Jersey. I know we had a lot of people listening to us. We got a lot of notes and a lot of positive feedback, and I want to thank the love that we've been getting. Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J, the flagship show here on Legacy Internet Radio.com and MixLR. Also heard on Winamp and Shoutcast, Loud City, 7 to 9 every single Monday. Obviously, we went way over, but that's what we do here as the flagship show. We do that from time to time. I invite you to continue listening to all the programming that we have here on Legacy Internet Radio starting tomorrow, Tuesday, with Enliven Radio with Mr. LP and Mr. Sincere, Stephen Sykes. They have a great socially conscious show. Not quite as radical and incendiary as my show can sometimes be, but certainly a good listen, and give him an opportunity. If you like my show, you'll certainly enjoy his. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, I like to call this the fun show. This is the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P. Of course, they are two local comedians here out of Richmond, Virginia. Funny as hell. The show is always a crowd pleaser. You can find them also here 7 to 9, LegacyInternetRadio.com. Of course, it's wholly owned and run by the crew of Ain't No Half Step and Marcus J. Of course, this is the flagship show of our website, so we appreciate the support that we are getting. It is time at this time for me to kind of get through and end the show with my rant and my closings. And I typically end my rants by saying it ain't got nothing to do with what we're in here talking about. Every once in a while, I want to expound a little bit more on the topic, and tonight, of course, is one of those nights. As you may be aware, today was the first day of what has become known as the Trayvon Martin trial. Now, you may remember that Trayvon Martin was a young black man gunned down as he walked home from the store. He was confronted by George Zimmerman. Many folks are feeding into the defense's tactics of denigrating the victim's name by showing photos of him in compromising situations like smoking weed or holding a gun, things of that sort. Well, first, how many of them same folks have never rolled up a joint? And how many of them same folks don't have a gun of their own that they ain't afraid the president is going to take from them? My point is not to justify smoking weed or handling a gun, legal or illegal. My point is, what does any of that have to do with the evidence that shows that an unarmed man was shot dead by overzealous pseudo-neighborhood watchmen? I'm hoping all of the evidence comes out in this trial and justice is served, because regardless of where you fall on this story, the reality is that Mr. Zimmerman, if he had minded his own damn business and left Mr. Martin alone as the 911 operator advised him to, we wouldn't even be talking about this. Then we got Marissa Alexander, also in Florida, the mom who was sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing warning shots at her abuser. She shot at the ceiling and was charged with attempted murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison. She ain't shoot nobody. She ain't killed nobody. What's my point? My point is we can watch the news and read news stories and have conversations like we had tonight about the law and what folks do, but at some point we have to use a little bit of common sense. Florida. You can't be forced to arrest a guy who killed a child, but in the same month convict a woman who had been abused for firing a warning shot, not hitting anything but the wall, and send her to prison for 20 years. Florida, the same state. Common sense. When we see these old stories or the new ones, like we heard about the judge saying blacks and Latinos are more prone to violence, or the 911 operator echoing those sentiments, it makes one wonder if there's some sort of reason for constant denigration of a race. I'm sure with careful study and research, we can find incidents of nonsense and debauchery in any race, including black folks. But my question is, why are we singling blacks and Latinos out? One theory I can attribute to this is the systematic conditioning that causes some to believe that their own is inferior. Images on television that show beauty in the form of long flowing hair has a way of making one believe that short, pulled back, or so-called nappy hair is not appealing. If a certain person in the media tells you something, you may believe it. But if another person tells you the same thing, you go running for Google to check them on their facts. Some may call me a conspiracy theorist, which, damn it, is true. But consider how many times you heard that song on the radio you can't stand until you found yourself humming it in the car. You were conditioned to love it until you did, and you didn't even know it. This document called the Willie Lynch Letter that allegedly states how to break a slave. Part of the document talks about constantly keeping the slaves at odds, because if they ever banded together in support, they would become dangerous. I wonder how Willie Lynch would feel if he were here today to see his words come so painfully true centuries after they were written. Lastly, as many of you know, I always seem to attack the N-word in every couple of rants, and today is no different. There was a story a couple of months ago about Joseph Ross, who checked into a Sharonville, Ohio Motel 6, turned on the TV in his motel room, and was greeted by the graphic on the television. "Hello, N-word." Outraged, he contacted the corporate office and is following up on his complaint as we speak. But it was Darren Foreman, the Dallas man who was told by a co-worker, quote, "We freed y'all," when Mr. Foreman asked the subordinate to perform a task. So my question is this for the folks who use this word. How would you feel in a corporate environment where you're paying money or being paid money and you're called this? Hopefully you would be outraged. We are a product of what we allow, and if we allow folks to denigrate us, our enemies will certainly do it. Enemies like Walton Henry Butler. This is the man who shot Everett Gann, a black man, in the face. The brother went to Mr. Butler to confront him about the use of racial slurs directed towards his family. When the police arrived to arrest Mr. Butler, he was quoted as saying, quote, "He had only shot an N-word." Unbelievable, but then again, it's not really unbelievable. Many of you know me. You know I'm a traveling man. And recently in my travels, I heard a young 20-something black female using this word as freely as it was her name. And I asked her politely not to use the word around me, and her response to me was, "Why? What's the big deal?" And I knew she asked that question out of complete sincerity. People, we got to do better. That's the Marcus's unrelated rant that ain't got nothing. But actually, you know what? It has everything tonight to do with what we've been talking about. It's the end of the show. Once again, thank you to everybody that was listening to us tonight. I want to say that independence is key to building your own legacy. LegacyInternetRadio.com. I want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. You know how Steppin with Marcus J, the flagship show here on LegacyInternetRadio.com. Be back right here next week. Peace.